Okay, Betta, you want to go?
Yes. Hey, girls. So happy to be on here on this beautiful Tuesday. And, while I was writing some notes for this power hour, I just realized that I feel so excited, so blessed, so grateful because so many teams are in momentum right now. And I feel like that energy is feeding into all of you. So it's really exciting. And before we get started with the power hour, I just want to hear from you all. What win have you had this month so far? I want us to be intentional about tapping into gratitude. So if you can, on the chat, just write down one win. It doesn't have to be something huge. It could be something small. It could literally be being on this call. But I want you guys to start getting in the habit of like patting yourself in the back and recognizing, like, wow, I can do this and I am doing this, right? Because sometimes when we get stuck, it's because we think that we can't do it. But it's like the reality is that we're all doing it every single day, maybe imperfectly, but we're working to make it happen. So let's see, we have making connections and getting 2 new numbers each day. I love that I signed up a market partner. I was active last month, getting momentum, did my weekly reel, showing up even hungry and fasting and still working my biz, active by the second with 500 PV. And guys, that's huge. The becoming active, because that is the one thing that we do have control over. And sometimes in our business, we give the control over to our team. Like we're like, oh, well, those girls aren't excited. Like those girls aren't working, or guys. And then we just have to think about, okay, but what about us? Like we have so much power. And when we're working, we create that energy, right? So even if it's been, a slow 2 months, like you could come in this month and be like, I'm going to recruit. I'm going to come in hot. I'm going to set the tone. So I love what we're doing here on the chat, and I want you guys to get in the habit of doing this daily. What am I grateful for? Okay. What did I do today? So that you can remind yourself that you are worthy. You can build the business. So let's get to the power hour, shall we? Maddie and I were just saying how we want you guys to, first of all, get some clarity on the names that are running through your head. In order to grow a business with Monat and scale it, right, we have to have a team. So we love this. Like you guys are part of our team, but each individual one of you guys, I want to build your own empire, right? So how do you do that? Well, you need people. So that's the first focus that we're going to hone in on today is who are your people? So I want you guys to get pen and paper and write down 5 names. So who are 5 people that you've been thinking about nonstop that you're like, they should be in my business. It would be great to work with them, etc. Like we got to clearly identify who these people are. But I also want you to think like, why do you want them on your list? I want us to be targeting people that are actually in the need of what we have to offer, because it just works better that way, right? One thing is saying, oh, that's my best friend, so I want to work with her. Okay, but does your best friend need more money, have a good work ethic, have a good mindset? Like, yeah, we can bring anyone in at any state of their life. But if there's someone that's not ready to work, it's going to be like a lot of work to get them to see your vision. So this list of 5, I want you guys to really think of like, who would 100% like have a good chance of succeeding here. Because as you guys know, you guys are in the field, you guys are working the business, you know that it takes a certain mindset. You have to be relentless. You can't be down when someone tells you no. Like, are you kidding me? You're not, your no is not stopping me. I'm going to continue going. Those are the people that we want, the people that have that self-belief, that confidence, that like God-given anointment that's like you could do whatever you want to do because it's your life and other people are doing it, so why not you? Those are the people that we want to go after.
Let me, I want to share my screen. I guess we can give you guys maybe like 4 minutes to think of 5 people. If you get more than that, perfect. I'll share my screen. I want to show you something that I have where I help you break down your contact list. Because when we say, oh, make your contact list, think of 100 names, many of us get so blocked and say, I don't know 100 people. So I'll share my screen, but something else that I wanted to share is when I'm thinking of who do I want to reach out to, like Vero was saying, it's not just, oh, my best friend because she's my best friend, but instead I'm really thinking about at least 3 reasons why I would want to work with them. What I personally do with my personal group is I always ask them, give me 3 compliments, give me 3 qualities, give me 3 reasons why you want to reach out to them so I can go ahead and help you make up that message to offer them the business or offer them the products. So think of those 3 things, and let me just share my screen real quick and we'll give you guys 4 minutes. Pero is that cool?
Yeah, for sure.
So here you have it. I actually took this out from the book, Get Over Your Damn Self. I just remade it, copied it on here. But think of community leaders, people you went to school with, people you go to church or synagogue with, friends of friends, your spouse's network. If you can think of a person on each of these, you will get names out of it. Obviously, we only need 5 people right now, but you can take a screenshot of this and reuse it so you can create your bigger contact list.
Yeah, guys, and it's as simple as that, just like getting into, and it doesn't have to be someone that is that close to you. So for example, here we have teachers, coaches, instructors, or mentors. So let's say that you're a mom and you take your child to dance class every single Thursday. And the dance instructor has a great personality, very charismatic. She's a light. All the parents love her. Maybe you and the dance instructor aren't super tight, but you see her light and you see how she could bring that into the business and use her network to, one, give them great products, and give them also a great working opportunity, but 2, to better her own life, to build that additional stream of income. And that's what we have in our hands, guys. We've got this beautiful blessing that we can give to other people. And like the problem a lot of times is that we're like, oh, well, I'm not succeeding, so I don't believe in it, so I can't, share with others. And it's like, okay, let's break down that question or that thought. Like, why are you not succeeding? Is it because the business doesn't work, or is it because you're letting your limiting beliefs hold you back so you're not working to your maximum potential? And right there, we just got to be honest with ourselves. I'm sure some of you guys have seen some of these anti-MLM content that gets posted, and it's freaking hilarious because anyone with a solid mind that watches that is like, there's no substance behind their claims. All it is hate. Like, they're mad that some people are succeeding. They're mad that some people are taking advantage of a great opportunity. But the facts is that it does work. Like, if you have a vision so big and you dare to stick to it and you dare to push towards it and you get to find other people that also dream big with you guys, the opportunities are endless, which is what we want you guys to focus on right now. So who are these 5 people? They're probably people that you've been thinking about. And now the next part that Mari and I wanted to get into was figuring out, why are they not on your team yet? So this is where we come in and help you troubleshoot these conversations or help give you a new perspective. So maybe you guys can write on the chat, I have a girl, Becky, or like, my potential hasn't joined my team because XYZ. And sometimes when we're looking at life from just our perspective, we think that it's black and white. Okay, they don't want to join, or it's not happening, but maybe you just need to see it from another perspective, a new angle. Maddie, is there anything that you want to add? Because I'm a rambler. Okay, so as I was saying, guys, that new perspective. So something that I wanted to touch on also was speed, right? Sometimes we fall back on that and we don't take note of the fact that people make decisions emotionally, you included. When you buy something, it's because it made you feel some type of way and then you felt like you needed it and now you have it. But if you When you go like this, is that hands up?
Yeah, but I want you to finish saying what you're saying, but after I want to say something.
Okay. I'm like, we're in classroom, hands up, guys. But as I was saying, you know, sometimes like you tell a friend about something and they're like, oh yeah, I mean, that sounds cool. I'm gonna have to look into it more. And then you're like, okay, let them look into it more. Like, no, they already showed interest, like, oh, that sounds cool. But then you just let them just go, boom, far off. And it's like, no, reel that in and be like, girl, totally. I know it's a big concept, so I definitely want you to get all the details and all the questions answered. So actually, I can get you on the phone with my mentor. She's been in the business for 4 years. Or if you have a mentor that's been in it for less, you can maybe get her upline. Oh, my mentor's mentor. She's been in the business for 2 years. Whatever it is, you guys have to be getting people on the phone with someone that is an expert. Okay. When you try and close your own potentials and you're new in the business, it's just too much pressure on you. And I don't want you guys to feel like you have that pressure. Like, we are a team. We are out here going to battle together. Like, we want all of us to win. So make sure that you guys are also working on those relationships with your upline. And if you feel like your upline isn't too helpful or too knowledgeable, go to your upline's upline. Like, we don't have a problem with that. Yesterday at 9 p.m., I was doing a call, or 8 p.m., with one of my second lines. Her upline right now is in like Bali. And I know that her upline is like big time difference, all of this. And I see this girl, although she's my level 2, she's working hard. And I'm like, let's jump on the phone. Let's see where you're at. That's the culture here. So don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. But yes, Maddie, let's give it over to
What I
you.
wanted to say is you know, why is there people that are recruiting more, and why are there people that are not recruiting at all? You have to look at the people that are recruiting more, and you have to look at their energy. They are passionate and in love with what they do. And if you're not there yet because you just signed up, but you have big goals, you want to grow the team, you want all these things, I just want you to, and yeah, focus on your big goals, but go and focus truly right now on falling in love with this company. How can you do that? Watch as many trainings as you need to watch. And let me just remind you of something, or if you don't know, let me share with you that in your journey with Monat, you're going to have to fall in love with this company many times, because in the beginning, you're super excited and then the excitement dies off. And then you're questioning why you're still here. Once you decide you're going to stay here, you have to fall in love with the company once again, so you can keep on sharing with the confidence and the security to share that this is the right place to be at. When you're talking with your potentials, it is your energy what's going to close them, not you overthinking the next thing that you're going to say, not you trying to figure out a way to convince them into joining you into your team. You're not convincing anyone. You're sharing an opportunity with them that you know it's going to work for you. The certainty that you need to have that you are going to make MMP happen is the certainty that you need to close that market partner. The certainty that you need to have to get to MMB is the certainty that you need to close the market partners that you need to close, and to help your downlines close those market partners as well. So, you know, if there's moments, you know, you've been in this business for 6 months or however long you've been in here, and you feel like you're not feeling as passionate about it, so you're not sharing it every day, and then you're wondering why you're not having the results, you need to go back and fall in love with the company first, so that you can share this with everyone you know, and then you'll have the results that you want. Let's see what Cheyenne said. Okay,
So
we have a couple people.
huh?
We have a couple of people. So what I wanted to say is keep sending on the chat your specific situations so we can help you with those.
Yeah, before we even get to Cheyenne's though, the I've been too scared to reach out. That is like the most common thing, which is so cool, guys, because we could change that quickly. So like, I just want all of you guys that are scared to reach out, write on the chat what part of it. Like, we just need to dig deeper into this, because right now you've got like this analysis paralysis going on. And if we just break it down to the point where your brain understands why it's happening, then we could act differently, because now we have a heightened awareness that knows better. But right now it's just like, oh, I'm scared. And then boom, we just ignore. Although we have potentials, we have people that trust us, we have people that could really benefit from the business, but we're not taking the action. So let's get to the bottom of it. I think I'm just afraid of being rejected. I don't know what to say. People won't like me, ghost me, making it less random and more natural. The follow up when they keep leaving you on red. Okay,
All
so
of
these
this,
are different ones.
all of this just requires practice. Just requires you doing it over and over and over again. The first couple of times you will feel the fear, but feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay? Because if you stop, then you're gonna go 2 steps forwards and then 3 steps back, and then 2 steps forwards and 3 steps back, and you're gonna be in the same exact position for months until you decide, okay, I'm gonna feel the fear, but I'm gonna do the reach out. I'm gonna talk too much. Well, at least now next time I know I can't talk that much. Oh, I got in a potentials call and the potentials call lasted 1 hour. Okay, I'm gonna work on getting the potential call to last 30 minutes. I'm gonna work to get the potential call to last 15 minutes. And then once you practice this enough, there's going to be a moment that you're going to be able to host it, to have a potentials call in 10 minutes, share everything that it is that you need to share about this business and close your market partner. It will only come with practice.
Yeah, but also, guys, it's like the way that you're looking at it. So when it comes like, oh, I don't want to be rejected, I think I'm afraid of being rejected. We need to think, okay, like, what is the objective that I have going into these conversations? If your objective in the conversation is to close, yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on you. You're like, I have to close this person. And if they say no, then my mission is completely failed. So we just need to reframe the objective of our conversations and actually look at it like, I'm here to help. Like, honestly, this person is blessed that I'm even reaching out to them, because if it wasn't for me, maybe they would never know about this, that they are going to be so good at, because they've got amazing traits and characteristics. And now that your objective coming into the conversation is different, it's like, I'm here to help, girl. Now it's like, even if this person doesn't take your help, now in your heart, you could be like, they're just not ready. And it's
Let me give you some perspective. If Veta would have never reached out to Val would have never reached out to me, and I would have never been living the life that I'm living right now. And all it took was Veta to have a little bit of courage to talk to her friend Val, and Val to have a little bit of courage to talk to me. And then my life changed completely. And that's how you need to look at it every time that you're reaching out to someone about this business. It's not, oh, please come join my team, I need to recruit people. It's, I am giving you an opportunity of a lifetime. Whether you see it now or you see it later, I will still be here. I will still show up every day with confidence and certainty that I am in the right place, and this is going to change my life, and it's going to help change the lives of so many other people. It's your attitude and your energy towards this.
Yes, like the way that you're viewing this, if you're viewing this as so hard, as no one wants this, as I'm afraid, I'm a failure, I can't close, that's gonna be your reality. Let me tell you what happened when I signed up for Monat. I thought this was a funny joke. I was like, selling shampoo, like what? But I also knew that I had I had good confidence about me, because I had always taken everything I had done in my life serious. So I was like, I'm gonna succeed in this. I saw Jacqueline Ortega and I was like, if that girl's doing it, why not me? And guys, blessings unfolded in my life. My strongest line, Bianca Brew, she reached out to me. And like Mariana, who's another super strong director, she came in from my best friend who doesn't even work the business. And I had all these little blessings fall into my life. And it wasn't luck, it was belief. I was manifesting it. In my mind, I was already successful from the very beginning, but it's not just manifesting it and thinking I deserve it, but also showing up and taking the action, which is why if we're letting fear control our action, it's going to be hard to get our heart's desires of success in this business. So you always need to think the vision has to be clear. What am I trying to obtain? What is that rank that I'm going for? What is that clear goal? And sometimes I talk to people and I'm like, okay, so what is your business goal for this month? Like, and they're like, yeah, well, right now, I'm focused on growing myself. And I'm like, awesome. I love that. I think we should all be in a state of growth 24/7, 365. But the but why are we not talking about the business when you're here to grow and make money? And a lot of times it's just troubleshooting the fact that this person is afraid of putting a goal that then they can't achieve. So don't play yourself small, guys. This is a whole other message within itself. It's like right now it's only the 5th of the month. Like give yourself the permission to dream big, to actually, for the first time, some of you, like put a clear goal that you could go towards. And if you don't meet the goal, that does not make you a failure. You're going to be closer to that goal if you're going for it 100%. But what I wanted to say was that whole objective of your conversations. It's got to switch. It's not about closing, it's about helping. And also, Mari was talking about like feel the fear, which I love that. And I want to also give that from a little bit of a different perspective. And it's more about like also, guys, just sitting with your emotions instead of ignoring them. So I gave, like, this happened to me yesterday. Someone asked me for some advice. This person pretty much asked me like to give them a summary of like how I run my fulfillment mentorship course, which is my other business. And for a second, I was like, that rubbed me the wrong way because I was like, I've worked really hard for this. I paid a lot of money for my knowledge, all of this, all of this. And I was like, but that's so unlike me. I love to help people for free all the time. Like, why am I feeling like this? And by just sitting with my emotions, it took 15 minutes of just feeling like, what am I feeling? And why am I feeling like this? And I was able to come up to a huge conclusion, which is that I don't want to give someone all my resources for them to give to their clients when they haven't practiced the resources. Anything that I teach, I've learned and I've practiced so that when I teach it, I believe in the work. And then I was able to go to this woman who's trying to do what I'm doing and explain that and give her my open heart and give her resources, but tell her like, hey, I need you to actually learn this in order to bring it in. So where am I going with all of that? Is that your emotions are trying to indicate certain things to you. But when you're stopping at the emotion because you don't like the way it feels and looking the other way, then you can never understand what the emotion feels. So when you feel that fear of the rejection, what is that trying to tell you? One of the messages could be, we got to work on your confidence. We got to work on your self-worth. We got to work on the way that you look at yourself, on how you value yourself. And if we fix that root, then you won't be experiencing this fear of rejection as much. And it's like life is all about troubleshooting it in our personal life, in our business life, in every aspect of it. So I want you guys, as I said, sit with your emotions instead of ignoring them because they have a message for you. And when you figure out that message, then you could act differently.
For the personal development, it's, when you come into network marketing, this is personal development with a paycheck. And I want to believe that the majority of us have never been introduced to personal development before we come into this business. And then we come into this business and sometimes we're still skeptic and we say, I don't need that. That's, stupid motivation. It's BS. That doesn't work on me. Da, 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 da. It's a fairy tale. We all need the personal development. The faster that you dig deep into your daily personal development, the faster you're going to see results in your business. So if you're here for the long run, it won't bother you when you hear your downlines telling you, I'm focusing on my personal growth right now. Because you have a long-term vision, and if you know that they're truly putting in the work in their personal development, hey, maybe it's going to take them 3 months. Maybe it's going to take them 6 months. It's taken some of my downlines a year to really do the personal work that they need to do so that a year later they take the business seriously. But that's also okay, because once they start taking the business seriously, their energy is different. They start recruiting, they start growing, they start becoming a great leader, and they start impacting other lives. So although it's a huge opportunity that we have here to make money fast in a way, we have to be extremely patient. And we have to do the personal work as well. Because when you come into network marketing, you're going to be face to face with who you really are, with what your weaknesses are, with what your strengths are, with what makes you feel extremely uncomfortable. And you're going to have to face that fear. So I'm going to read through a couple of the comments in the chat here. So the follow-up when they keep leaving you unread. Are you recycling people? Because following up is key, but we can't just be recycling the same people over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so I feel like it's a thin line between sometimes we get very attached to that specific person and we're like, I'm gonna sign him up no matter what. And sometimes they're just not ready. And you keep reaching out and reaching out and reaching out, and sometimes you're burning it. So are you recycling or are you really doing the follow-up work? I don't know how to even begin or what to say. You're overthinking it too much. This is a people business. All you need to do is have conversations and build a connection. If you can connect, you can convert. If you can't connect, you won't be able to convert. So take the pressure off. What's the right thing to say? And just go back to thinking, why do you want them on your team? What qualities do they have? What attracts you to them? What do you relate to? And whatever it is that you relate to, start your conversation there. Connect first, and then you'll be able to convert. I'd say
I want to go into that one a little bit more, because the connect thing to convert, guys, it's key. But you also need to think, like, there are people in your life currently that you've already connected with, that you guys have a connection. It's solid. You look at them, they're a friend, you're a friend. Okay. So how do you break through to those people? You just say what you got to say. So let's pretend your friend's name is Anna. You see Anna and you realize she's got an incredible work ethic. She's a mom. She hustles so for her kids, but she's still struggling. Anna is your friend. Okay. What do? You text her. Hey, Anna, my love, I've been thinking about you so much, because ever since I joined Monat, I realized that when you've got a bomb work ethic, the opportunities are endless. I know that if you brought your work ethic here, you could be so successful. Have you ever thought of it? I know you see me working the business. Have you ever thought of it? That's it. Like, just like get in her mind. Like, I've seen you see me, girl. Like, what do you think about what I'm doing? What she thinks about what you're doing is not something to be afraid of. I'm not afraid if my friend Anna thinks that what I'm doing is a pyramid scheme. Because if she tells me that, she's like, honestly, Vero, I've been watching you. I respect your hustle, but honestly, I feel like that's a pyramid scheme and it's not something that I see myself doing. I would be like, girl, I totally hear you. So many people don't understand network marketing, but pyramid schemes are actually illegal. So the business would have been closed a long time ago, since we're featured in so many huge publications. What we are is network marketing. And I would love to just explain it to you a bit, because it would suck if you missed out on this opportunity simply because you don't understand it. What did I do there? I was just honest. And I wasn't afraid to have her reflect and look in the mirror. You think it's a pyramid scheme, but you don't even know what a pyramid scheme is.
she was honest, but she wasn't rude. She was very respectful, and what she said to me sounded like, let me educate you. And that's all we do here. We don't take things personal. We don't feel like we know everything and they don't know anything, so you're ignorant. It's not like that. All we're doing is listening to them and educating them. With all of the objections that they have, I don't have time. Let me show you how you do have time. I'm not good at sales. Have you ever, let me show you how you've recommended products before without even thinking, and made sales for other companies without even realizing you're making sales. So our attitude needs to be, I am educating people, not taking things personal or getting offended because of what they don't know. They don't know. You didn't know until you signed up. I didn't know until I signed up, and I was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. And then I started learning and training and jumping on everything that Monet provides for us, everything that our team provides for us to learn. And from my knowledge, I've been able to educate others. And even when I didn't have the knowledge, I had the group chats. Use those group chats when you don't know what to say and ask for the help. Hey, I have this situation. What can I say to turn this objection around?
Yes, and this keyword that Mari just said was assumptions, guys. Anytime you're telling yourself something that in your mind is a fact, like, yeah, she's not interested, I want you guys to get what your mind just said and ask yourself, is that true? Like, do you for a fact know? Like, we live our life based on a million assumptions that we create that are not factual.
I'm gonna
And
get something and I'll be right back because I want to read it.
go for it. And then you like miss out on a million opportunities because of these assumptions. So just make sure that like you're being rational and you're holding yourself accountable to the fact that your mind is tricking you almost like 80% of the time. Your mind is telling you things to keep you safe. Part of keeping you safe is not having your feelings being hurt. Okay, I know some people that their whole life is a walking assumption of what people think about them, of what this other person's thinking. They think that they're God. They think that they know what everyone else has bad intentions towards me. And it's like, no one's even thinking about you that much, but you're in your mind assuming a million things. So just know that like business requires us to pull out the emotions because the emotions are tricking us. So you got to think as rational as possible. Rationally speaking, you need to build a team. Rationally speaking, you have people that you know, that you've made connections with, that respect you and love you and need this. Rationally speaking, if you speak to them and give them the full story, you could probably get them to sign up. But that's what we're not doing sometimes. It's like we're not giving them the full story because we're afraid of what they're going to think or what they're going to say. No, what we want to do is lean in to what they're going to think and what they're going to say. We want to be interested in their thoughts. So it's not about us going in and blabbing the million things about Monat. You know, we're one of the premium hair care companies in the United States. We're in 8 countries. We've got these many directors, these many caddy drivers. No, we want to give everyone just a smidge of who and what we are. And then we want to ask them, like, have you ever been interested in network marketing? Or can you see yourself doing this? And then now that's your ammunition, because whatever comes out of their mouth is what's going on in their brain. And now you're really in their brain instead of assuming what their brain is thinking. Okay. So yeah, maybe we can go on to the next one. So Cheyenne was asking about my potential approach to me back in February. She said she was waiting to get paid to start and doesn't want me to think she's not serious because she's not laying out the money. But now every time I follow up with her about the biz, she doesn't respond back, but keeps replying to my other stories. So my question to you, Cheyenne, is how clear have you been on your intention to getting an answer as to where she stands? Because if you tell someone, if you message them, hey babe, I'm here whenever you're ready, that's not a question. Questions are commands. When you ask someone a question, it's like a command. This we learned like in elementary school. Questions are commands. So I want you guys to always think like that's like when you really want to get a response from someone, you have to come in with a command, aka a question. So if I were you, Cheyenne, I would have been like, hey, honey, you said you wanted to sign up this month, and I just want to see where you stand with that. If you've changed your mind, it's totally cool, but I just want some clarity on when you plan to do it. And that has like a whole different tone than, hey, I'm here whenever you're ready. Because most people are not ready. Most people need that push. I'm sure most of you guys think about it, like when you joined the business, did you need that push? I know I did. Like my sister dragged me like almost through the hair to sign up. And I'm so grateful that she did. So think about how many other people that also have that potential. And that's what my sister saw in me. Like she knew my personality. She knew that I was a go-getter in anything that I did. So she was like, of course she's going to succeed here. So she gave me that nudge. So keep in mind, you guys need to give people that nudge, because if you truly believe in them, you're willing to fight for them. You're willing to like come back and remind them, girl, when I said I saw your worth, I was not kidding. So why do we keep stalling on this? Talk to me, like what's holding you back? Don't be afraid to revisit these conversations.
What I ran upstairs to get a book that I started yesterday because it came to my mind that there's so many different ways that we need to communicate, and there's so many different things that we have in our business that we can talk about. So when we have our social media, we can talk about the card program, we can talk about the trips, we can talk about the community, the unlimited trainings, what corporate does for us. So let me just read to you. I actually translated it. Hold on. And I hope it makes sense to what I'm trying to share with you. So it goes, if it's already impossible to put into words what I want to share with you, keep in mind that it is most likely that neither I will be able to explain myself nor you will be able to understand me. And it is that between what I think, what I want to say, what I think I say, what you want to hear, what you think you understand, there are at least 9 possibilities that we do not understand each other. So if you think that with your first reach out, you will be able to close someone, you're wrong. That's where all of these follow-ups come in. That's where we have to introduce people to what we do in so many different ways, and not just buy this shampoo from me or I sell shampoo. We have to show them how this business has changed our lives. Hey, maybe you haven't earned the trip yet, but you've been able to put a full tank of gas in your car during times of inflation. And that matters to you a lot, because before you would have been struggling. You were able to earn the trip. You can share how you thought you never will be able to sell one bottle of shampoo, and now you earned a trip to Vegas, and you're going to Vegas next week. So it's always about how many things we're sharing. It's about showing up every single day, of sharing all the different things that Monique has for us. And if you don't know what to share, go on the back office and go look for the news that they have for us and pick one article and share 3 or 4 things from there. Someone will be interested. And don't forget that the calls to action are the most important things that we have, because if you just drop a bunch of info and then you just log out and you don't do anything, you have to make things easy for people. You have to say, hey, DM me. And maybe they'll say, okay, maybe I'll actually DM her and ask for information.
Yeah, and also the emojis, like drop an emoji in the box below if you want the link to the call. I learned that from Gabby Edelman like a year ago, and I love that method because it makes it so simple. But that little quote that Mari just read from that book, you need to send me the name of the book. It was so epic, guys, because this is where all the fear comes from. It's like you're in your mind and you're thinking about, what are they thinking? Are they accepting me? Do they like it? How am I saying it? Do I sound stupid? That is like that was amazing.
This is sorry to cut you off. This is another reason why I love voice noting people or FaceTiming people or Zooming people, because if I'm writing to you, and it's something that I notice a lot in Spanish, I'm Colombian. I write in my Colombian Spanish, and then I'm talking to a Cuban girl, and she's writing to me in her Cuban Spanish, then there's going to be a miscommunication there. But if I have you face to face, maybe not in person, but I mean, I think the internet does magic with this. You can still connect with them, and they can understand you a lot better, because it's not just about the words that you speak or the words that you write. It's your tone of voice, it's your energy, it's how you look at them, it's how confident you look around. Your body language also says a lot. So anytime that you have an opportunity to talk to someone through FaceTime or on the phone, do it. That's how you close people, by getting them on the phone, not by messaging them back and forth for 6 months, and someone's gonna give up.
Yeah, 100%. And going back to that, like something that my mentor told me last year, when I was working with her throughout the summer, and it stuck with me for the rest of my life, is put it all on the table. And this is something like when it comes back to, I have this person who told me yes, but like they're not answering me now. Like, put it all on the table. Hey, Becky, I feel like our communication regarding joining the business has been a little wishy-washy. So I just want to get clarity. If you changed your mind, it's totally cool. But I just want to know if you're still interested in signing up and when. That's not going to rub the person the wrong way, because you're just being direct. And like, I use this in my relationship a lot, because I used to be the kind of person where things would hurt my feelings, and instead of saying, hey babe, that hurt my feelings, I would just get mad and ignore, like and my mentor was like, you're not communicating, so he doesn't even know that he hurt your feelings. Now you're mad, so he thinks you're crazy because you're mad for no reason. And like, this one little thing changed my life, because if you put it all on the table, now you could understand each other, because what's going on in your mind is now being communicated to this person. So now this person can communicate with you. So always think in the back of your mind, when you feel stuck going into a message, is just put it all on the table. And I don't mean all the stats of Monat, about what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Because if you go in with your heart to a conversation, that person is going to connect with you more than if you go in with your mind. Going in with your mind is dropping a million stats on someone in hopes of them seeing the light that we have here. But going in with your heart is dropping what you see in them that makes them so special, that would make them succeed here. And now, if that's genuine, that person's going to catch on to that. And that vision that you're casting, they might be able to see it as well. Moment of silence. On to the next. Are you reading one?
Yeah, I'm reading Brienne's message. But I still keep pushing forward. Also, I always say, are you ready this Friday or next? Do you follow up when it's Friday? Because if they say I'm gonna wait till I get paid on Friday, then I follow up on Friday. So I get someone from my team. So I put them on opportunity call. So you're saying they jump on the call, and then they say that they're gonna wait until Friday, and then Friday comes, you follow up on Friday, and then on Friday they ghost you, they tell you no, they don't sign up. What happens then?
And I have the
honest to overthink.
Or also, Brianne, you're saying this happens with everyone. It's an ongoing thing. Your verbiage is like everyone. So already right there, we're choosing a perspective that's probably going to cause more situations like that to unfold in your life. Guys, the power of the brain is a real thing. If you haven't dived deep into Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, I want to invite you to, because you will understand the science between all the wishy-washy manifestation that people are teaching. Okay, so it's powerful what we think. And I also want you to try yourself for a second. So write down on a paper how many people actually gave you this excuse of I get paid on Friday. I promise it probably isn't more than 5. And now you think that the way that the whole world is acting is according to this 5. It's because we maximize problems or situations in our mind. So I want to invite you to go in with what we've been talking about, clarity, put it all on the table with those 5 people that have been wishy-washy with when they're starting. But I also want to invite you to get a new perspective on what's happening. Like, I remember when I started using the products, I was so afraid because I hadn't been using them for long enough. And I was like, and now I'm promoting this. And what if people don't like it? And oh my God, am I going to be fake? This, and that. And in the beginning of my Monat business, I would have so many people that would like be so annoying about the products. And I was like, what is happening? And the second I changed my mindset and I was no longer afraid of my clients not liking the products, it stopped happening. I literally don't have one unsatisfied client. Everyone loves the products because in my mind and in my heart, I now truly love the products because I've been using them for long enough that I'm confident in them. So just remember that if we're looking at situations and expanding them, they're bound to happen more, which is why when we started this call, I was like, okay, what win have you had? What are you grateful for? What has gone right? That's where I want you to shine the light. I want you to shine the light on these things that are going right, because that's what we're going to keep on. Like, we want that to expand. So where the focus goes is what grows. Yeah, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Let's see. Okay, guys, also, Mari, I don't know if you want to skim, but we also were talking about how we want you guys to go on and create some intentional content. We only have 10 minutes left. It's crazy how fast time goes. Have you guys found this useful? I want to hear feedback, and both are okay. Yes and no. I would not be asking if I was afraid of a no. Because we're always looking to get better. So also, if you could write on the chat what you would like for us to do differently or what more we could do, because if we know that, then next time around we could do better. But we also want to have you guys create some intentional content. And what I mean by this is, like, I'll give you an example of something I had wrote down, but things with polls, things with questions, you want to get people thinking before you pitch them your vision, right? So for example, you could do a poll where you're like pumping gas. It's a picture of you pumping gas. And then in the question box, you write, how are you surviving inflation? So now that's going to get you interactions, right? People are writing like their tips and tricks. Like, I'm skipping out on Starbucks. I'm pinching pennies, whatever it may be. Everyone's going to drop in, their things, but now you can tell who is being impacted by the inflation. Who are the people that have this in the back of their mind? Next, you could put like a screenshot of how much time you spend on your phone and say, I want to see where my audience lies. How much time a day are you spending on your phone? Right? Again, interaction, like get these people to see that they already spend a lot of time on their phone. Right? And then the next thing could be a video of you speaking. Guys, we're all trying to get through inflation and we're all on our phones. And what I've realized is that not enough people are taking advantage of the fact that e-commerce is literally one of the biggest industries right now. And you could literally jump into e-commerce super simply by buying your hair products once. So if you're someone that is feeling the inflation and you know that you need to do something to make some more money to help your family get through, I want to give you all the details about what this company is all about, because I would hate for you to miss out on an opportunity because you don't know enough. So if you want to learn more, just drop an emoji in the bottom. I want to help you out. We brought up a problem, right? Then we showcased like one of the main objections, like, I don't have time. And we're showing people like, hey, how much time do you spend on your phone? You can go as far as teaching them how to check through their iPhone, their screen time, right? And you're making all of this click in their head. That is intentional content. And that's what we want to create. So whether you want to recreate that idea or you want to get creative with your own, I really want to invite you guys to do that today and ask yourself all the time, like, guys, I've been studying marketing for like the past 2 weeks because I don't want to post a million pieces of content in hopes of cooking in one person. I'd rather post 5 pieces of content that are so intentional that they move every single person that watches it. And yes, it's going to take more skill to do that, but in the long run, it's more sustainable. So that's another thing I want to remind you of. It's like your skill set matters. And if there's any part of the business that you don't feel comfortable with, or again, this is where I'm saying your emotions are telling you something. So if you are like, my posts don't work, like now I don't want to post because my posts are getting no engagement, no nothing. What is that telling you if you go one step deeper? Maybe you're not posting the right things. Maybe you're not taking ownership of what it is to do network marketing and influencing, right? To influence someone, you got to come in with a certain skill set. So make sure that you use the heck out of Google. I love Google. What are the best marketing practices? How can I influence people to buy my product? What is the newest theory for marketing? I do that. Like my neighbor once was like, every time I look towards your window, you're in your office. And I'm like, hell yeah. Because I've got 2 businesses and I'm trying to boom both of them so that by the time I have kids, I don't have to worry about working. So think about it like that. You want to be the best at what you do.
Also, what are you focusing on and who are you learning from? Because our social media, we follow, like, you, first of all, you need to clean out who you follow on your Instagram. If they're not adding anything positive into your life, you need to unfollow them, because Instagram, although it can help us live really great lives, it can be an extremely toxic place. So go unfollow everyone that you need to unfollow, and go have your top 3, top 5 people that you learn from. What are you focusing on? Because if you're only focusing on, I keep posting reels and none of them are going viral, but you're getting 2 or 3 follows out of it, but you're not focusing on the 2 or 3 follows that you got out of it. You're focusing on the, I don't know, 3,000 views that you got instead of the 50,000 that you wanted. If you don't connect with the 2 follows that you got thanks to that one reel, maybe you won't be closing a potential market partner, or you won't be closing a potential BIP. How can you say that your Instagram is not growing when there's other people that in a matter of 12 months have grown their IGs from 1,000 followers to 50K? Where is your energy going? How much research are you doing into learning how to grow your brand and how to grow your Instagram? Your energy has to go where your energy is going to go where you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on growing, you will grow. But if you're focusing on, you're not growing fast enough, or you don't have the experience, or you don't have the time, or you don't have any of these things, you're going to wake up, your day is going to run your life, and then it's nighttime and you didn't do anything for your business. So focus on what's going to help you grow. Something that I was doing research yesterday, and for the first time ever, I don't know if you've heard of this before, but you can batch, well, obviously you can, but I've never heard anyone was doing it. You can batch your stories for the week. So I'm busy all day and I also have a life, but I have to add value on my stories. So what if the same way that we batch our reels and we create 3, 4, 5 reels per week, why don't we get 5 different outfits and share 5 different things for the 5 from Monday to Friday for our business? And all we have to do is go back to our gallery, post the batch stories, and there we have it. We don't have to worry about it on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday when we have our full-time jobs, when we have our husbands, when we have our kids, when we have all of these things that we need to focus on. And then it's end of the day and it's like, holy shit, I haven't posted anything. You can batch your stories as well, the same way that you're batching your reels. It's all about, where is your intention going? It's that simple.
I love that, guys, because Sometimes we just have a problem and we focus on the problem. Like, I don't have enough time. My full-time job is too consuming. Like, I'm not like the other girls. The other girls don't have a full time. And it's like problem, problem, problem. Where are we focusing in on the solution? And this whole thing of batch content, creating your stories, is amazing, guys. And another thing that I want you guys to keep in your mind, which I've been keeping in my mind lately, is people, the only reason why they're on social media is either for entertainment or value. So if what you're posting doesn't provide either of those two things, don't post it. Don't waste your time, right? Don't waste your time posting, because then you're like, oh my God, I'm spending so much time and not returning anything, not receiving any return of invest. So for example, yesterday I posted about, I was doing an oil treatment. And not only did I post about my oil treatment, but I was like, guys, wet brushes, if you're not using them, you need to get one right now, because it's going to minimize the breakage that you get on your hair. That gives you credibility that you're giving people your tips for free. Okay, similarly, like today when I posted about the dry shampoo and the Restore leave-in, like my caption for the first slide was like, I'm gonna tell you about 2 products that I've been using since 2018. The verbiage alone of that makes people be like, oh wow, since 2018, that's a while. What has she been loving for so long? Right? Then also something that I did over the weekend is, I don't like Instagram, guys. And I'm walking proof that you can still succeed at it, even if it's not something that you love. What I do love is my business and growing it. So Instagram is part of it. But I never like to tag places and do all the influencer stuff. It's just not me. But like, I'm understanding that that's part of it. People want to come on and learn about what places to go to. So over the weekend, I had date night with Marcus and I blogged about it just with 2 pictures. I shared, I went to this restaurant. I thought it was amazing. Checked out this new movie theater. Loved it. My outfit details are blah, 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 blah. And now people are asking you questions. Oh, so you like the movie theater? Yes, I loved it. Interaction, interaction, algorithm, algorithm. Right? So a lot of people get into this toxic thinking of, my algorithm sucks. I'm banned from Instagram. They don't want to see us. We've all been there. I've been there. But that mindset isn't fixing the problem, right? So instead of getting stuck on that, you got to think, how many things can I post that will get engagement? Think polls, think questions, but not just any poll or any question. Make it interesting. Make it something that people would want to answer to. Like yesterday, I put, Marcus and we've been keeping a big secret. How many answers do you guys think that has? 1 million, because everyone wants to know if we're pregnant or married, right? So think about it. There are certain things like that in your life that you could throw in, and it could just help your engagement, and it could help the amount of connections that you make, right? People are on social media wanting to be connected. So now you just have to meet them halfway and connect with them as well.
I started watching a documentary. Hold on.
Someone put, what does batch mean? So when you batch create, so for example, you sit and you're like, okay, for this week, these are the 5 products I want to talk about. This is like the content that I want to make, and you make it all in one day. So that's what it's like, batching. It's like, you don't have to be thinking about creating it on different days. You get your ideas on pen and paper, you tap into your creativity, and you create it all in one day. And then what you have to do on the following days is just post it. So it's a way to be more efficient with your content creation if you don't have the time on the regular.
Also, we have content calendars, so you don't even have to think about what am I going to post. You can just look at the content calendar. And if you're in my chat, you know that every Monday I send you content ideas for the week. So you can just look at what I send or look at the content calendar and then batch the content that you're gonna post throughout the week. Before we let you go, there's this documentary that I was watching. I didn't finish it, but it's called The Social Dilemma. I want you guys to watch it, and I want you guys to think of, which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be the person that's being completely consumed by social media and you're a robot? Or are you going to be the person that is producing and adding value in any way that you can for all of these people that are just there consuming. It's your decision. When I was watching it, I was thinking of ways of, okay, how can I do my business not through social media? Because this is creepy. I agree with what Vero was saying, but at the end of the day, it can be a really toxic place, or it can be a really positive, it can have a really positive impact in your life. It's entirely up to you. Thanks guys for jumping on. Vero, I don't know if you want to share anything else, but I think this was a success.
I think that, guys, go watch that documentary and ask yourself that, because even me, sometimes I catch myself scrolling, but I have the awareness that I'm like, hell no, I am not the consumer. And I like close off Instagram and I throw my phone to the side and I start doing chores. So just remember, guys, like the whole point of this power hour is to remind you that you can get moving and going. You just need to have the intention. Whatever fear you have, face it, sit with it. Why am I afraid? Why do I think that I can't do it? Why is my self-esteem low? Why don't I have confidence? Ask yourself those questions. I'm a huge advocate for self-therapy. If you ask enough questions, if you ask yourself enough questions, you could get to the root of a lot of the reasons why you are the way you are, and then you could switch it up. So thank you, Mari, for hosting this. Thank you guys for being on. I love this. I feel like so much value was shared. So thank you.
I have a quote to let you guys go. You will never grow if you don't push yourself beyond your limits. Pressure produces power. Thanks for jumping on. Bye guys. Have a good day.